having a monster inside, like in the case of Naruto, in this case, it fucking comes in handy later on. And it gives him the power that other people don't have. And it gives him another perspective that other people don't have.
And it's a completely unique perspective.
And like, we can have the same issue. Like, this generation can have the same fucking issues about depression or like anxiety or what, PTSD and stuff. And it can, like, the people can have similar experiences, but everybody's different. Everybody emotionally and mentally experience the same thing, but like perceives it differently. Every person is gonna come out of the pain in a different way. Everybody's gonna take out the pain in a different way.
What you're saying is like, everybody needs to watch Naruto. Seriously, I mean, yes. Seriously, like, yes, everybody needs to watch
like,
Naruto.
To be honest, like, Naruto is a great example. If you put like his nine-tailed fox and portray it as like a mental illness.
But the thing is, if you watch Shippuden, the thing is, the great thing about this anime is it doesn't just give you questions, it actually gives you the answers for it. And like, the whole of Shippuden is that. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, he literally, there's this episode where he's literally like at this waterfall.
Yeah.
And like, that's before he like completely like perfects his like nine-tail state. Like the nine-tail coat. Like, there's this episode where he's like, he has to go through this test, and like there's this waterfall, and like if you sit on the waterfall, it basically shows you your worst. Like, it basically shows you your enemy.
Yeah.
And like, you have to beat it, and for him it was literally just him, but he had like dark eyes with like red pupils.
But it's not not just like, it's in everybody's case, like, your worst enemy is yourself.
Yeah. No,
you can literally,
that's what,
like, if
that's
by
what fighters say,
for
dude.
example, you can literally like self-destruct yourself.
Yeah.
Because you are overthinking, which means that like what you're thinking might or might not be true.
Yeah.
Like, in the case of, like, as I explained before, like in my mental wounds, like how scared it is to like approach people because they might have a negative opinion about me. Like, I can literally like self-destruct myself by overthinking, like maybe like one conversation I had with one person. I can like overthink it to the point that I think of myself as like not worthy and stuff, and take my own life. Yeah. Like, it literally, like, we are our own, like, our main enemy is ourselves.
Yeah. And it literally, like,
and it's also the fact that, like, the whole, like, acknowledging what's inside and blah blah blah, like.
But the most beautiful thing about that whole like metaphor in Naruto is like, he beats it. He takes him time, but he beats it just by sitting in front of a waterfall.
Yeah.
Like, he's in his mind the whole time.
Why do you think that, like, in like places like India and like other like Asian countries, like, meditation is such a big thing? Meditation can teach you, like, when you meditate, you're focusing yourself and your attention to your inner self, which is your true self. You're not putting up a wall, or you're not like putting up a facade for like others. Because like, it's been proven, like, on psychological papers, is like, it is proven the fact that like people have slightly different personalities depending on who you're talking to and how close you are to the person, what you're talking about and stuff. Like, if you're talking to your boss about something, is not the way you're talking to your mom about the same thing. But you're not going to use the same language.
That's the amazing thing I realized while watching Rogan the other day, is like, the power of conversation.
Yeah.
The power of conversation is ridiculous, and I said, like, it's such an ironic thing to figure out in a pandemic where there's like quarantine, right?
Mm.
It's such an ironic thing to find out in that state. It's just like, the importance of conversation is ridiculous. Yeah. And like, you can literally, like, it's because it's like, now it's just like, at home I can only talk with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, to get a conversation with somebody else is literally like not available unless you do it online. But it's like online.
It's
It's
not the
like it's not
same.
the same. It is not the same. Like it is. I don't know.
It's
It's
still a
weird. It's weird.
conversation. It's just not the same. Like
Yeah.
as humans, we need like actual human interaction, like face to face, because our brain also register like someone's like behavior, the movements, what you're doing, how you're saying things, how you're phrasing things, which is not something that you can achieve through a screen. Like you know how some people talk about like chemistry between one another or stuff like that, or like feelings and like a connection you feel.
Well, this is what sort of like makes me think about like AR, because it's like I imagine like how
But I don't.
if there is a way that like sort of like you have such high resolution
Yeah,
or
I mean, like
augmented
it's either
reality
you make it
that
hyper realistic.
yeah, but like augmented reality is literally that. It's sort of like the Pokemon camera, right? You bring in the Pokemon into thing,
Yeah, but
but in this case you're wearing it, so it is your perspective. You can see
no,
the
I
thing
by
like
hyper
literally like a
realistic,
hologram in
but
this sense.
hyper realistic I mean like you don't only have the visual thing. You also have like every other senses like present in the real augmented reality.
Yeah, but
Because like you can have
I'm
a
just curious. I'm
conversation
just
in like
curious.
an
I'm just
augmented
curious
reality.
if it could be achieved, if it reached that level. Because it's like if you could put it in like a crazy sense where it's like okay, if a person, so if you turn it into an equation basically and you take and you add something which is like not real, so in this case you would add something like um, when people are talking together in person, there are these energies, let's just say energies, right?
Yeah.
Like, and those energies like there's like an accumulation of energy which is achieved, but that is like cancelled out if it's over the internet. But what I'm saying is, when does AR become so or VR become so like immersive that that energy in this sense is traveling through electricity
Yeah, that's what I
to our
meant by
things.
hyper
So it's like
realistic. It's
I
just
wonder if
not
it could be
just
achieved.
visual. Like you have to take into factor like I think over quarantine I've seen people like especially on TikTok sharing videos of like them like buying this bracelets which you can give to your loved one for like a long distance relationship or like during quarantine where you couldn't actually meet up. And like I don't remember how it worked, but maybe if you touch it the other bracelet like heats up or something and you can feel the touch, or I don't remember, or maybe it was a
That
kiss
sounds like
thing,
such a good idea.
or it was a good a kiss thing. I don't remember. Like if you kiss it, like the other person can feel the kiss.
That's cool.
But like what I mean by like
That is cool.
hyper realistic is that like you have the hyper realistic visuals of the augmented reality, but you also have like a bracelet of something that or like something similar, some similar technology that gives you the actual tact, like the actual like feeling
And that is
of the
called
person.
and that is called hyperreality.
Huh?
That is basically what hyperreality is. We feel this
Yeah.
stuff through music sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's not very unheard of people feeling stuff from art.
Mm.
And it's like
It's actually very
that's
common between
hyperreality.
like autistic people that have are on the spectrum of autism. They actually like because their senses are some in most cases I think, or like in some cases like their senses are hypersensitive. Like they can actually like feel very strong emotions by listening to a song or looking at a specific artwork.
Yeah.
Like their senses can be hyper stimulated by listening or like by looking at something specific
There are some
or
people
something triggering.
there are some people who can like look at color and think of like they think of like different oh no,
Dude,
they
I've
listen to
read
music.
like
They listen to music and they see different colors.
yeah,
Or the thing is, or I don't remember which one it was.
but that's I think a more common thing. Like when you
No, but
when
but
you
no
eat
no no. But
specific sounds,
it's
you
not really common. But
release.
I think it's just like the common thing about it is that the base level of we can feel stuff from music. In this
Dude,
case,
I read
this
like a
person just
fucking
feels a bit
article
more.
this morning or yesterday. I don't remember, but it was this kid that he actually like I don't remember if he had an injury or like if he was like just hypersensitive. I don't remember. Anyway, he said that like he's really into math, and when he looks at numbers, he can actually like see colors. Like each number has a different color in his mind, and he can fucking describe the specific color of each number. Like he can tell you, oh, it's a warm color, it's a cold color, it's towards the blue or the green, or like it's like a more muted color, a bright color, a neutral color, and stuff like that. It can literally describes the color that they see, and every number has a different color.
That's nuts.